What's going on, guys? TKD one take video, and today we're gonna be going over another artist in music and history, our Mondayly, every Monday series that we do on the channel. And I was kind of inspired, right? I was inspired by going to the Drake concert, seeing Future do his thing. He did a great job, obviously, in the set, and I wanted to kind of reflect and look up some things about Future. So this week we're gonna be going over the trap artist Future himself. The first fact I got is based off of his last name that he sometimes uses, Future Hendrix. He is inspired immensely by Jimi Hendrix. Now, it's not really because of the reason you might think. You might think some rock and roll artists might be, influenced by him because of his style of rock and roll per se, but he is more inspired by the person he is and what he did as that person. You know what I'm saying? As a black man in that rock and roll genre. You know what I'm saying? He says, quote, "I respect him for just being a black artist in rock and roll and being able to step outside and create and make great music." And that's something that, we can all kind of attest to, you know what I'm saying? And clearly Future here, has a lot of inspiration just, mainly because he is, doing something so vastly different apart from his race that would usually do. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what Future is doing per se. I really do think that, he is making moves in the trap community and really, making moves in that style of music, that are really good and beneficial to the music as a whole. But just seeing that, he has that sort of icon as a inspiration is truly, I honestly telling of, his type of mentality and how he carries himself every day. Now, I can make a pun here about Future, but we're going to talk about I hate myself. We're going to talk about his past here, right? Now, his future is past here. Now, Future was born in a rough part of Atlanta where he hustled a lot to make a living, and he eventually actually changed his last name. Now, his full name is something really complex and weird I'm not even going to try and pronounce, but his last name, his first last name per se, was Wilburn, right? It was Wilburn, and he changed it to Cash, right? And he did this for a specific reason, to hustle harder. Now, he did this so that if the cops ever got tipped off from another person for his illegal activities and stuff like that, he would be able to have a cover up of his name. So that way they'll be looking for, whoever's first name is Wilburn as opposed to his actual name, which is, Cash, that he changed to. So that was a way to kind of throw off the cops. And actually another story about his past was that at the age of 14 or 15, he was actually shot in the right hand. I believe he was playing basketball or something like that. He was shot in the right hand, and this, said that it made him drop the basketball and start hustling even harder. So a little thing there, again, about kind of his personality that even Drake has, said about him is that, he's a person that is going to get up and keep going and go tenfold at what he did the last time, So that's just kind of how Future is. And ever since he's, been from the jump as a little kid, this still carries over to his adult career. Now, every artist has their kind of place, their kind of canvas. Like, this would be, my place where I create, right? And Future is no different. Now, Future has a little bit of a clearly upscaled version of this. Actually, a lot upscaled, to be honest. Actually, a lot upscaled. Beside the point, he has a studio, right? And this studio is secluded from everyone in the city. It's like it's on its own thing. It's by itself. And he calls it the Batcave. And it's called the Batcave because the entire studio is blacked out. It's black. It even has a black gate around it. Like, it's dark. It's supposed to be, something that doesn't catch the eye. It's supposed to be, kind of hidden from everything, right? And he calls it the Batcave, which I found really, really, interesting and kind of cool to hear about, because we don't really hear a lot about where the people record their music. We just kind of hear, the music. We don't really hear, the story behind where they record it and stuff like that. But he spends a lot of time in the studio, okay? And it's been said that, he has spent, upwards of 20 hours a day in the studio just, making music and mixing stuff and, experimenting with his sound like a bunch of times. So he, really is a second home. The studio is really a second home to Future, and this is constantly talked about by Drake about how he's such a hard worker, and he is always putting in so many hours to his craft, and is really focused on improvement, focused on climbing up the ladder, and making himself better through through the music. He's very much a person that is a optimist and is focused and ready to go get what he wants. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically a testament to how Future is again. Number 4 on the fact list we got is that, Drake had started from the bottom, right? Obviously, that was I felt like that was a very much a dividing point, from mixtape, first album Drake's, to this current Drake we have now, right? I feel like that was definitely a pivotal moment, in that. Start from the bottom was a big deal, right? But actually, Future has something to do with that song. Now, he's not featured in the song, he's not credited in the song. Well, he might be credited, I don't know. But, he's not, directly associated with Start from the Bottom, but he indirectly inspired the entire song, right? And the story goes is that Drake and him were in the studio, and so how Future, kind of operates in the studio is that he'll have a beat back there with the engineer, and he'll tell the engineer, start it from the bottom. And so Drake was just in the room, and he was just kept saying that and saying that start from the bottom. And so Drake was under the impression that, oh, that was what the song was called or something. That was, something directly with Future. That's just what he thought. And the phrase just got stuck in, Drake's mind, start it from the bottom, etc. He just kept hearing it over and over again in the studio. And when Drake realized that that wasn't a Future song, that was just what he says in the studio, like it's just a phrase of what he uses to his sound producers, Drake took that phrase and made start from the bottom. Started from the bottom, start it from, you guys know, it's close enough. It sounds like, what it is, right? Call Drake a ghostwriter. Are you going to call Drake a copier? Go ahead. Do what you want. I just found that interesting. And the last fact we got here is, contrary to popular belief, contrary to what you would kind of garner from a Future song, Future doesn't actually do any drugs. Well, you can't say he doesn't do any drugs. He's just not, as big on drugs as what his music would perceive him to be, right? And he, said in an interview that he is really not a drug addict. Okay? He's not a drug addict. He doesn't do it on the daily. He only does it when, quote, the timing is right. When kind of, when the mood calls for it, when the event calls, for a little something extra in the drink, or, a little something in the brownie, whatever, I'm saying? It is facilitated in certain times, not all the time, right? And he wanted to address this because, a lot of times in music, people think that, oh, he's a drug addict, the lean, whatever. And, he just wanted to kind of clear the air that, no, he's not really a drug addict. He just is just, from time to time basis. He also wants to give a reasoning why he is always talking about drugs in the songs, even though he's not, a druggie all the time, right? And he said because, it's a trend. It's a catch. It's something that a lot of people, know about, and a lot of people talk about. So he uses, his platform of his music to kind of, capitalize on that trend, and that's not a bad thing at all. That's pure capitalism. It's just how it is. It's following trends, keeping up on the trends. You see it all the time on YouTube. You see it all the time in plenty of media, and it's no different here with his music. I'm saying? That's no different. He's just capitalizing on a trend. And it's smart, dude. It's smart. No lie. You can't even deny it. Like it's a smart tactic that works clearly with Future's career. So yeah, that's just how it is, man. He's not like he's faking. Like he's not, faking to be like this hardcore druggie. At least I don't feel from his music at all. I never even got the impression of that personally. But it's just how it is. And that's all I got for today's episode of Music History with our very own Future Hendrix. If you guys enjoyed the content down below, you can check out my Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Also on my Instagram. Make sure to check it out, guys. On my Instagram, I met Future. I met Future last week at the Drake concert. I talked about it I talked about it on my Scramble Starter video or my Vibes. Something I did recently. I talked about it, but just to kind of highlight here again, check my Instagram. You can see me with the man himself, Future. I definitely, did meet him. There's plenty of proof, guys. I'm not lying. Plenty of proof. Go and check it out in my links below. Also, right down there. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think about Future. Do you guys like his music? Do you guys hate it? Let me know in the comments below. Also, while you're done there, make sure to leave a like, share, subscribe, support the channel. I really do appreciate all the feedback you guys give me. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, I got you.